to yawn right then. Hi. I had lipstick on my teeth earlier, so just checking. Okay, good. No lipstick. Hey, Lindsay. I'm really pumped about our topic today. Hey. If you all will, as always, drop your name and where you're from in the comments. That would be awesome. Thank you. Then we can know each other a little bit more. Tucker says hi too. He's already curled up in bed. Also, so it's pouring. Well, I don't know what it's doing right now, but it's raining like crazy. Lindsay in Newmarket, Rebecca in Atlanta, Elizabeth in California. Hi. Max, are you in Knoxville right now? Where are you at? Anyway, it's so cold and rainy, and Tucker and I wrote all the curriculum, I think on Monday, and I had a couple that I did their counseling several hours ago, and so I sat on the couch I sat down with Tucker, and we just fell asleep. But I had an alarm set for you all. But anyway, I say all that to say, this rain is making me so sleepy, but can I get an amen for the curly-haired girl? Finally, right, y'all? We get to rock the hair. I mean, mine's like a crazy mess. Let's be awesome. Awesome. Let's be honest, but I like my hair. It's fine. Crazy mess and all. Lindsay, Newmarket, Elizabeth, California. Sabrina Hearn from Morristown. Hey, Sabrina. And then Max is in Maryville. Awesome. So I like when I wear my hair down curly, but it gets itchy. Okay. So, hey, Chels. Hey, everybody. So I want you all to just jump in and ask questions or add feedback at any time. That's what the comments are for. And one of the things we really like to do here is if you have a great idea, just stick the light bulb in the comments section. And so if I say something and it sparks like I'm sorry, my brain. If I say something and it sparks like oh my gosh, like an aha moment, hit the light bulb so we can celebrate your aha moment with you. Because we love aha moments around here. I'm so excited. Okay, y'all, this one is just so good. Okay, so when I first set out, I'm going to just tell you the true. When I had lipstick on my teeth earlier, and now I'm like super paranoid that it's just going to be there. Because you know when you get that lipstick on your teeth and it looks like you ate like a baby bunny, or you're a cannibal, one of the two. Anyway, I'm paranoid about it. Okay, so I set out at the beginning of February to do a series, right? To do a series on love. So we started with love languages. I'm so sorry. We started with love languages, and last week we did how to love yourself, because you can't love your family and others and the world and your spouse and your friends if you don't love yourself. You know, you gotta love yourself. And this week we're doing friendship. And here's the thing. I went into this thinking we were going to go a certain way. So I thought, friendship, we're going to talk about healthy relationships and healthy friendships. So that means that we're going to, talk about unhealthy characteristics of a friendship and healthy characteristics of a friendship. And I was like, yeah, it'll be great. So I start writing and I start doing some of my research, because I research this stuff for y'all. I want you to get a plethora of knowledge, okay? And I want to go and do all the research for you and then come back and just stick it into 50 minutes for you guys so you can have all the research that I did and just bring it together. That's my goal for you. But here's what's crazy. As I talk about it in relationships and in loving yourself, it's usually a deeper thing. Hey, Wendy, it's usually deeper than just what are some good characteristics of a nice friend? What are some bad characteristics of a bad friend? It's so much deeper than that. And so I knew that, but I just kept digging and digging and digging, and we're going really deep, guys. And it is good stuff, and I'm so excited. I don't know why. I just wanted to take you on that journey with me to let you know, like, I thought, oh, let's do something, like, fun and whatever. But I believe that the people who watch this Instagram Live and the people who will watch my YouTube later, you are here to learn how to be the best versions of yourself. Is that right? Can I get an amen, a smiley face, a heart? You want to be the best versions of yourself. You want to love people well. You want to be good humans. And I want to help steward that. I want to help you all. I want to be a good human. And so let's all be good humans together, okay? Yay! Good humans. Also, I've been thinking about we need like a Wednesday hashtag. Hashtag good humans could be one. Oh, it's something unique that only we use. So if you want to send me those DMs, think about it. Hashtag good humans. What are we? What is our crew here? Because we're a little crew. Okay. Friendship. How to be one, how to choose one, and how to lose one. Again, pretend that I have my title. Friendship. How to be one, how to choose one, how to lose one. You need a sweet tea to wake you up. I know. I usually have a sweet tea and a water, and I had some sweet tea earlier. That nap did me in, y'all. The nap that I took right before this, bad idea. Can you see me if I yawn over here? Once I start, I can't stop. Okay. When I think about friendship, I think of the very elementary idea of let's all be friends and hold hands and play together. I think of kindergarten, actually. So many times when we're talking about kindness or goodness or friendship, I just think back to kindergarten and I think about how kids get it right sometimes, right? Hit a button, sorry. How kids get it right. But maybe not all the time. So I was thinking about kindergarten, but then I started thinking of how kids become fast best friends when they're little, right? And sometimes that continues to when we're older. And then one day, the bully decides that Susie can't be friends with Sally anymore, and sides form. But here's the thing. Sometimes the bully comes in the form of a blonde-haired 5-year-old girl with pigtails. It's confusing. And why must we choose sides? Why can't we all be friends? Can we all be friends? I think we can at least all be civil. But no, we won't all be friends. And this is hard. So, there are my intro thoughts, y'all. My mind is blowing up when I'm writing this, and I'm like, what? But think about it. Go all the way to kindergarten, right? Go to when they're little and they choose sides, and because we're drawn to certain people. We're attracted to certain people for certain reasons, okay? We're going to talk about that. And sometimes for those of us who want everybody to be our best friend, it can be really hard when we have to realize that not everybody's going to be our best friend, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to be your best friend, and that's okay. So studies over the last several years, this is what blew my mind, y'all. So buckle up, because here is hey Noah, this just in, news report. Here is the very interesting facts. I posted it in my latest Instagram post. I'm trying to post more Instagram posts, by the way, so if you all want to like and comment those when they pop up, because it's hard to let people see them. Side note. Studies over the last several years, here's this just in, here we go. Studies over the last several years have shown that people are reporting more and more that they feel lonely and isolated. Yet we find we are in a time of social media where we have thousands of friends, right? So we see we see the situation here. I want you to think about those friendships, though. Are they deep? Is it a real friendship? Or is it just watching someone else's life play out and wishing you were them? Is that what we do with social media? Sometimes you can make amazing friends on social media. I have met some of you all. And it's a crazy concept, and I never used to understand it, but now I totally understand that you can actually make real friends on social media, and it's a pretty cool thing. However, I want you to consider how social media is affecting you. Is it making you feel more lonely and empty and bad about your life? Or, and if so, maybe you need a new approach to it, or a few weeks to reevaluate your life and how you like to do things, so maybe step away from social media. It's just some food for thought about social media right now. I just want you to remember that you are the queen of your own life, and you do you. Okay. When I typed out "you're the queen of your own life," I was like, can I put that on a t-shirt? I think that's my new phrase. You're the queen of your own life. Okay? I don't think anybody's ever said that. I've never heard it. I'm going to say it. So here's the thing. So we're seeing that loneliness is an epidemic, and yet we're constantly connected, right? Through social media. So what's the issue here? We don't need more friends, usually. Hashtag queen of my own life. Yes! That's the hashtag. Thank you, Wendy. King of my own life. Love it. I feel like somebody probably said king already. I just feel like queen was the right one. So we don't need more friends. We have those on social media, right? We need deeper friendships. So the reason that we're so alone is typically not because we need more friends, but because we need deeper friendships. Here we go, guys. We're getting deep. We need friendships that we can be open and honest and real in. And as I read through all of your answers, y'all, the questions on friendship generated the most feedback I've ever received from you all. I mean, I had pages and pages and pages of answers. And so you want honesty in your friendships. You want people to tell the truth. You want people to show up. You want people to be there when life gets hard. You don't want people to talk behind your back. You want people to put in effort. You want real friendship. Okay? That's what we all crave. We all crave true friendship. Okay? In all things. Even in our romantic relationships. But this is not about romantic relationships. This is about friendships. We crave intimacy / friendtimacy, honesty, and just being real. That's what we crave in our friendships. So again, you want authenticity, honesty, loyalty, unconditional love. You want unconditional love in your friendships, y'all. That's not just for romantic relationships. You want your friend to be trustworthy and available and sincere. So I ask you, are you being that kind of friend that you want to have? That's a big deal. And some of you all even wrote in about that a little bit. That is one of the qualities. You want the friend to reciprocate the love. You want the friend to put in as much effort as you're putting in. And y'all, that makes sense. It's the same in a marriage. You want your partner to put in as much as you put in. You 50-50. That's a relationship. Love you too. Thank you for joining. So guys, remember, 50-50, that's a relationship. You put in effort, they put in effort. That's what this is all about. Okay, are we with me so far? I was checking to see who's on here. Love you all. Wendy and Rebecca and Sabrina, you guys are awesome. Okay. So did I leave anything off? Did I leave off any of your most important characteristics in a friend? Anything that you really wanted me to say? Okay, so I just ask you, thanks, Wendy. So I just ask you, are you being the kind of friend that you want? I wholeheartedly believe that we attract what we put out into the world. I'm going to say that again. I know some of like the hippy dippy things are like, you receive what you put out, which, yeah, what you put out into the world, I believe you get back in a way. So if we are a crappy friend, then we will attract crappy friends. If you are a crappy friend, you're going to attract crappy friends. But also, here's another scenario. Sometimes you could be a good friend, but you might be drawn to people for different reasons. Some people are just fixers, and you are drawn to people that you can help fix. Okay? So maybe you're a great friend, but you're drawn to people who need extra help. That could be a thing. Some people are drawn to friends for status. Even as adults, I see this. I think when I was younger, I thought that this would stop in adulthood. I thought people would become mature and they wouldn't try to be cool anymore. But even as adults, I see people who want to be friends with the cool or the it people. Okay? Some people are drawn to friends simply for status. But again, if you're a crappy friend, are you attracting good friends or crappy friends? Just saying. Yes, thank you, Wendy. I would argue that neither of the above options are healthy. Just choosing friends that you can fix so you can get that feeling of helping, that's not really a healthy friendship. That's not really equal. Choosing friends just to be cool, that's not good. Being a crappy friend and having crappy friends, it's not healthy either. A healthy friendship consists of two people working equally for each other. Two people sharing truth and love with one another, and two people who are willing to sacrifice for the other. So I'm going to say that again. A healthy friendship consists of two people working equally for each other, two people sharing truth and love with one another, and two people willing to sacrifice for one another. So now I'm about to get my geek on, and I'm really excited about it. So from a recent TEDx talk that I watched by Shasta Nelson, she spoke about a formula of friendship, and she actually called it frientimacy, because what it boils down to is we all crave intimacy. Okay, so we all crave intimacy. But a lot of times when we hear the word intimacy, we think more romantic. So she called it frientimacy because she was talking about friendship. I believe that every human desires to be loved, known, and appreciated. Every human wants to be loved, known, and appreciated, whether that's romantically or by a friend. So every human desires that friendship. Every human desires intimacy, okay? It's just a human desire. And that's why loneliness is an epidemic, because as humans, from the beginning of time, we have craved friendship and intimacy, to be with other people. So loneliness is this epidemic. So here's what she said. She said that there is a formula, and let me tell you, your girl likes a good formula. There is a formula to a healthy friendship. So that's what I'm saying when I'm like, I'm not just going to name off, 3 ways to have a great friendship. No, I'm going to give you all a formula for a healthy friendship. And remember, this also can apply to romantic relationships. So if you are struggling with closeness or intimacy with your partner, I want you to ask yourself, is your friendship struggling with your partner? Y'all who I'm following along, I have had a sinus infection for almost a week and a half, 2 weeks. My mom thought I had flu A, but I don't have the flu. No. Here we go. Sorry. Formula for friendship. Here it goes. She spoke about it in a triangle, and I loved it because several of you had sent me the food triangle, the food pyramid with Chick-fil-A recently, and so I laughed really hard because as I was looking at this formula for friendship and it was in a triangle, I'm like, my hands are, there we go. As it was in a triangle, I laughed because all I could think about was the Chick-fil-A food pyramid. First part. This one surprised me. I'm not going to lie. This piece of the formula for friendship surprised me. Listen to the definition, though. It's more than you think. Positivity. So the base of friendship, positivity. What? This does not mean that you have to be happy and giddy all the time and can never have a bad day and can never complain to your friends and can never just like rant. It doesn't mean that, okay? But it means that you are an affirming and loving friend. It means that you are using different forms of love languages to show your friend that you love them. Okay? That type of positivity. And statistics show that for every negative interaction that you have, you need 5 positive interactions. So to have a solid friendship that has a base based on positivity, you need a 5-to-1 ratio. So you need 5 positive things. So 5 compliments. Or 5 compliment and hanging out and affirming word and love language and funny text. You need 5 positives to go for that 1 negative. That is how you continue with healthy friendships. And you might think, wait, what? Like sometimes I've just got that friend and all we do is rant and complain to each other. People do have friends like that, especially work friends. They have friends like that. But I want you to ask yourself if you have the other sides of the pyramid with those work friends. We're going to talk more about that. So these are statistics. Statistics don't lie. Okay, they probably do at some point. Don't quote me on that. So positivity, okay? Do we understand positivity? I felt like the word was like a little bit misleading, but once I explained it, I thought it would go. Positivity, do we get that? Can I get some hearts or thumbs up in the comment section? Something. Positivity. This is the base. I wish I just had, there we go. Positivity. This is one I wish I had 3 hands. Ah! I can make it. I'm going to make my triangle like that. Now we know. Okay. The next side of the pyramid is consistency. Thank you for the hearts. Consistency. That represents hours logged. Okay? We're talking about friendship. And you know what hours logged means when you go into work, right? So consistency in a friendship is the hours logged. It is the time you put in to that friendship. You all know what I mean? So it's time spent together. And when you spend time together, that's when you create rituals. And that's when those inside jokes get created. And you know what else? That's when trust happens. Trust happens inside of that consistency. You have to have time together in order to trust. So it takes time to create that trust. Now here's the thing. If you've thought about it and you've thought, friendships were a lot easier when I was in school. Well, that would be true because friendships were easier when you were in school because consistency was just the name of the game, okay? If you were, like when you're in primary school, you were in class with 30, and you may have been homeschooled and it might have been different, but go with me here. You were in class with 30 kids every day. You saw the same 30 kids. That's consistency, folks. That's how you build friendships and trust. That's that consistency, okay? But you weren't best friends with all the kids that you saw every single day because maybe positivity wasn't there. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Are we starting to see this? Are we starting to see this? This is something I want you to hear. So please turn on your listening ears for everyone that works outside of the home. Okay? If you work at home like I do and then this doesn't apply to you. But for everybody that works outside of the home, it is easier to make friendships at school and work. That's why those friendships seem to be made quickly, because we have consistency in them. Here's the thing. I have heard more, women especially, but I have heard more people come to me with broken hearts because their work friends betrayed them. Let me say that again. I've had more people come to me with broken hearts because their work friends betrayed them. Here's why. Here is a piece of why, okay? You could make those friendships at work really quickly because of consistency, because you all are seeing each other 24/7, right? Not really 24/7, but you know what I mean. You're spending 40 hours a week together, okay? But you are friends based on where you work, just because you work in the same place. You might not be friends with those people outside of work and school. If you just met them randomly outside of work, would you have chosen that friend? If you met those people outside of primary school, high school, middle school, college, grad school, if you met those people outside of being forced into a consistent friendship with them, would you have been friends with them? And here are my thoughts. The answer is no. A lot of times, the only reason we are friends, now this is not all the time, because I have one of my best friends in the entire world, Rebecca Weems. I believe no matter where I met her, I would have been friends with her. Okay, we would have been friends no matter what. Rebecca, are you still on here? We'd be friends no matter what. Don't you worry. But a lot of times, work friends, the people that we're with 40 hours a week, we're friends because of proximity. Okay, we're friends with them because we work together, because of consistency. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them. Okay? It does not mean that there's anything wrong with them. It just means that maybe we don't line up in our beliefs or our thoughts or other things. Okay? Maybe we just don't jive with them. So the reason that I think so many people get hurt by their work friends or by friends that they become fast best friends with is because it's consistency and proximity, location. That's why that friendship happens so fast. But you don't, and trust can be built because over time trust feels like it can be built, right? But you don't have positivity in the other part of the pyramid in that friendship. Does that make sense? Are you guys following with me? I felt like I got my point across, but I might have went down a rabbit hole. Let me know if you have any questions about that one. So I want you to think about this. Are all your friends from work or school or church? If so, did you really get to choose them? Because also, at the same time, where else, I hear it all the time, where are you going to make friends? If you don't make them at work or school or church, where do you make friends? Or what I hear even more is, if you don't meet them at work, school, or church, where are you going to meet your spouse? I hear that a lot too. But I want to ask you, did you really get to choose your friends if all your friends are from work, school, and church? Or is the only reason they're your friend because of proximity? Is the only reason you're friends with them because they were just there? Y'all, that's a hard question I want you to ask yourselves. Because if those friendships are falling apart, that might be why. Sometimes friendships start this way, maybe. Maybe they do start from a work friendship, from the consistency point. Sometimes friendships do start this way. But here's the thing, they grow beyond consistency. It's not just about working together and complaining about your boss and complaining about how you can't wait till it's Friday and complaining. If that is what your friendship's based on, then you're lacking the base of positivity, right? But maybe you met some great friends at work, school, or church, okay? And you have that consistency of seeing each other. And then you developed a base of positivity. So then now you have the base, right? Remember, we're trying to make a triangle. So you have your base. So those friendships I want you to hear me say, those friendships can grow beyond, and they can grow beyond just consistency. And once you get out of school, you may realize that having or making new friends are hard. And what's crazy is once you get out of school or you don't work outside the home anymore, then the consistency aspect of friendship is the hardest part for you because you're not around anyone 40 hours a week. I'm not around anyone 40 hours a week. If I could be, I'd be right there in Atlanta. Now here we go. So we have consistency, we have positivity. Any guesses for the third one? Consistency, positivity. Let's have some guesses. What do we think the third part of the triangle is? No wrong answers here. Third part of the triangle. Any guesses? And I think we have a little lag, so I'm going to take a sip of water while you guess in the comments. I think I was a loud drinker just now because I couldn't breathe. I'm really sorry. Authenticity. Really, really good and close guess. The third requirement, without the third requirement, it is not a healthy friendship. This trait that I'm about to tell you is a trait that I talk about all the time. All the time. So there's another hint. I talk about this trait all the time. So when I found that it was the third part of the triangle, I was like, yes! I have been teaching and talking and encouraging about this. So y'all, we are going to have those healthy relationships. That's what this is about. Hashtag healthy relationships. We might do that. So this is something that Brene Brown writes extensively on. The third part of our triangle is vulnerability. So very close to authenticity. That is really, really good. Good job, Elizabeth. So, vulnerability. You have to have vulnerability in a friendship. I hope this is not like a bad sign. You have to have vulnerability in a friendship. You have to have vulnerability in a romantic relationship. You have to have vulnerability in a friendship. You have to have vulnerability in a romantic relationship. It is not easy. I would say that vulnerability is the number one struggle I see when my couples come through my couch at premarital counseling. They struggle with vulnerability. I struggle with vulnerability at times with certain people. Vulnerability is hard because it is letting people see your true self, your deepest self. It's letting people see your scars and your blemishes. Vulnerability is hard. But it is the third part to a healthy friendship and relationship. Vulnerability is where we share and allow ourselves to be seen. And remember, y'all, we all deserve to be here. We all deserve to be here to walk on this earth and to be seen. Nobody deserves to be here more than you do. So you deserve to be here and be seen. And that's the first step in choosing to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is the good, the bad, and the ugly. It is telling the good things about you, the bad things about you, the things you wish you could change about you, but this is how I am. And I'm going to cry. Woo. Vulnerability is sitting on your best friend's bed, watching Big Bang Theory, and saying, I think I'm a horrible person. But this is what I think. This is what I'm struggling with. And this is what I think. Am I bad? Am I a bad person? Like, how are we going to make it through? You know, that's vulnerability. That's what it's about. Vulnerability is being able to ask our friends for both help emotionally and practically. This is a hard one for some. Part of vulnerability is being able to ask your friends for help. That's what friendship is. And ironically, that's sometimes the hardest one for me because of my health and moving and my life and everything, I've needed a lot of help lately. And I've had to reach out to friends sometimes and say, can you help me do this task? Being vulnerable, I had to reach out. I was very sick. I wasn't just pretty sick. I was very sick. And I had to reach out to my sister and ask if she could come and help me take my Christmas tree down. Like at the beginning of February. Sometimes we just have to ask for help. And for me, it was practically. And that was one of the harder ones. Another part of vulnerability is being allowed to be honest and tell what you are struggling with. Y'all, there is so much freedom in telling what you're struggling with. I think that's part of why the Me Too movement was so big, because once people were vulnerable and honest about the struggle of the pain that they had dealt with and all the stuff, they felt freedom. They found freedom in community, knowing that they were not alone and being vulnerable. And that's part of what friendship is. It's knowing you're not alone, and it's knowing that you have somebody there with you, struggling alongside you, and that you can be honest with. So we've got positivity. Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all. I hate when I do that. Positivity, consistency, and vulnerability. And that builds our triangle. So what I have to say to you is we don't need more friends or more followers or more likes. Let me say it again. We don't need more friends, more followers, or more likes. We need deeper friendships. That's what we need. We need deeper friendships. We need to be honest and open with people in an effort to develop friendships filled with positivity, consistency, and vulnerability. I'm going to say that one more time too, because I did it too fast. We need to be honest and open with our friends. Okay? And these are trusted friends. You don't have to be honest and open with random strangers, but with people that you want deeper relationships, those close friends, that spouse. You have to develop relationships filled with positivity, consistency, and vulnerability. Now, here's the struggle. Here's some of the struggle. Some of you may be saying, but I'm so busy. I don't have time for this. I don't have time to work on friendships. And I get it. We're busy. But remember, oftentimes we hide behind our busy, right? That's what we do. People hide behind their busy. We're not that busy sometimes. And I'll also say that we all need friends. So even if you're busy with your job and with your family, we all need friends, okay? So being busy all the time is not going to fill that void that you have. We all need friends. We all need intimacy. We all need frientimacy. We all need people to lift us up and love and support us. Because when people don't feel loved and supported, their health decreases, depression increases, and their way of life declines. So y'all, seriously, not having friends is not just making you sad in your heart. It is affecting your entire body. So we need people to lift us up, love and support us, because without that, our health is decreasing, depression is increasing, and our way of life is declining. It takes a village. I believe this more and more the older I get, because we need each other. We need each other so bad. And here's the thing. This one's hard for me. Maybe it's hard for you. Maybe it's not. We will not all be best friends. And based on my Enneagram, whatever, it says that this is hard for me because I want us all to be best friends. But here's the thing. We will not all be best friends. A popular lady on Instagram named Amy Weatherly often talks about us being all different kinds of sauces. I think she talks about Chick-fil-A sauce, like all types of I think at Chick-fil-A. So anyway, some like Chick-fil-A sauce, some like Polynesian, some barbecue, some ranch, some ketchup. The list could go on, okay? So she's talking about how we can't be everybody's best friend because we all like a different kind of sauce. And you guys know I like a good metaphor. We all prefer different sauces on our nuggets, right? Just as we prefer different friends. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Different nuggets on Chick-fil-A nuggets. Different sauce on Chick-fil-A nuggets. Beautiful. The desire to have different types of friends. Beautiful. So we don't need to spend our days wishing we were Polynesian sauce when we were born to be ranch. Don't wish that you were Polynesian when you were born to be ranch. So put on your white dress, your ranch white dress, and go be someone's ranch dressing, dang it. And in the end, you will be so glad that you did, and you'll be so glad that you found your tribe. Okay? So if you were born to be ranch, be ranch. Stop wishing you were Chick-fil-A sauce. Stop wishing you were Polynesian sauce. Be your own sauce, and then go find your tribe. Go find your tribe who also loves ranch. Go find your tribe who loves Polynesian or barbecue. I don't love that. That's not my tribe. Go find your tribe. If you need even more reasons to choose to invest in friendship, here are some. We're going to get more statistics for you. Lack of friendship and I need Chick-fil-A now, right? Lack of friendship and loneliness wreaks. Maybe Chick-fil-A is the buzzword for me to yawn. Lack of friendship and loneliness wreaks havoc on your body. Wreaks havoc on your body. No amount of green smoothies or exercise, meditation, or self-care can fill the void of loneliness, even though those things are beneficial. Okay? No green smoothie's going to get you out of loneliness. Here's why. A scientific report that's a culmination of 146 other reports, okay? This is a big deal. States that loneliness, guys, this is going to blow your mind. Loneliness damages our bodies the equivalent of smoking 15, that's right, 15, I guess you need to see it that way, cigarettes a day. Loneliness damages our body the equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Loneliness damages our body the equivalent of being an alcoholic. Loneliness damages our bodies. It's more harmful to our bodies than not exercising. And loneliness is twice as harmful as obesity. I'm going to let that sink in. Broken heart is a real thing. Yes, from our resident doctor. We are social beings. We need the interaction to thrive. Yes. Y'all, those statistics just really hit home for me because to break it down like that, so many people try to, and a lot of times, part of the reason people join health clubs or whatever, do all the diets and the, where they lift all the weights, they do that to be around people, right? But it doesn't matter. No amount of green smoothie or like whatever, if you're not around the people are what helps with the loneliness. You could be, and I know I'm thinking of somebody right now. She has no friends and she is so healthy, but what she needs is friendship. She needs friendship and intimacy. That's what she needs. She doesn't need another green smoothie. And that breaks my heart. No wonder the elderly end up dying faster is because of the lack of interactions. That's so true. They've done, I think a lot of the studies also were from that. And there's so many interesting things they do at nursing homes now to help the elderly combat loneliness. You know, we see service animals in nursing homes, which I love. That helps with loneliness. You know, when, I don't know if they still do this, but we used to go and sing at nursing homes when we were in primary school and, you know, different things like that. So it helps a little, you know, everything helps. But yes, the elderly are very at risk for loneliness, especially if they've been moved into a home. So I just want that to sink in, that loneliness affects our mental, emotional, and physical beings. Right? So we've talked about the importance of companionship through friendship. Same. I sang for the elderly and decorate for Christmas for them, and there's a baby. Yes! Oh, go Wendy! Yay! So, talked about how important friendships are, how loneliness is bad, it can wreak havoc. Now, what about friendships ending? I think this is a really important thing to talk about because we're talking about how to have healthy friendships and great friendships and building up friendships. But what about when a friendship ends? Okay, here's what I want to say about that. A friendship ending can be so hard, but it can also be so very refreshing. I have my sweatpants on, y'all. Business on the top, sweatpants on the bottom. So friendships ending. I think this is something that not a lot of people talk about, but it happens. It's real life. Friendships ending is real life. And y'all, did you hear me say that friendships ending can be refreshing? I want you to remember that you are not obligated to stay someone's friend. You are not obligated to stay someone's friend. To remain cordial and kind to them, yes, you need to be a kind human. But remaining their close friend is a different story. You do not have to stay people's friends just because you were their friend once. You don't have to stay close to them. Wendy said it's like a breakup. It's sad, but it can make you reconnect with yourself and be happier in the long run. Some friends are here for a season, reason, or for life. Amen. That's right. There's a sweet old friend right there. Who just joined. So yes, so when he said some friends are here for a reason, season, or for life. Exactly. I think that so many times people think that because they have a friend, they have to stay friends with them for life. But sometimes, y'all, that's just not how it works. Medea talked about it in a play and the metaphor of the tree. You know I like Medea. So again, remain cordial, be kind humans, but you don't have to remain someone's friend for the long haul. Sometimes life takes you in different directions and prevents growth of a friendship. Sometimes they marry someone who causes them to change. Sometimes friends hurt from your past friendship is too much to bear. Okay? Hey, Ollie. Love her. Sometimes hurt from your past friendship is just too much to bear. Sometimes your ideas and beliefs no longer line up with that friend, and it's just too hard to have honest and meaningful conversations anymore. And this list could go on and on. Now, I am not here to say that you can't be friends with people who are different. You can be friends with people who are different than you. That is a beautiful thing about friendship. It opens us up to be amazing humans when we are friends with people who are different than us. But here's the thing. Remember, you have to have positivity, consistency, and vulnerability. If you cannot be vulnerable and honest about the things that matter to you, whether that, and that might be religion, that might be politics, that might be some of those like really taboo topics that can be really sensitive. If you can't be honest about that, if that matters to you, then you can't have a deep friendship with somebody. That's why sometimes it's difficult to continue friendships with people if you have went in two separate directions, okay? Now again, hear me say, I hope that you have friends that are different than you. I hope that not all your friends are the same, because one, that's boring, and two, that doesn't challenge you. You need friends who are different than you. But sometimes a friendship can be more harmful than helpful. And one of those ways is when you can no longer be honest and vulnerable. If you can't be honest and vulnerable in a friendship, remember, that breaks the pyramid. So that's not cool. Sometimes we outgrow our friendships, no matter how painful this may be. Sometimes it just happens. And I'm just going to say this one more time because I have it written down. But just to clarify, having friends with different beliefs than you is wonderful. It often makes you a more robust and understanding human. However, mutual trust and vulnerability must also be present in the relationship. And I have some great friendships that we have vastly different religions and vastly different political beliefs, but we still understand and respect each other, and we know we're able to be vulnerable and honest about who we are and what we believe. And that trusted vulnerability allows us to continue to keep the pyramid and have a healthy friendship and have healthy intimacy in our friendship. So, when there is constant judgment and lack of understanding, when there is constant judgment and lack of understanding in a relationship, it prevents vulnerability. Therefore, not allowing the relationship to flourish. And that applies to romantic relationships as well. I'm going to say that again. Constant judgment and lack of understanding in a relationship prevents vulnerability, therefore not allowing the relationship to flourish. So, if you're struggling with your spouse, that could be why. I see this a lot. Once someone gets their feelings hurt, or it's lots of different things. But once someone essentially gets their feelings hurt in a romantic relationship, we see the vulnerability go down, and we see people tighten up and no longer want to share with their spouse. Well, you can't continue to grow with your spouse if you don't have vulnerability in your relationship. And so your marriage is going to decline rapidly, and other problems are going to happen. And a huge part of that is because you don't feel safe to be honest and vulnerable in your marriage anymore. I see that a lot. And it manifests in way different ways, but it's the same issue, but it's manifesting in different ways. Outgrowing a friendship is hard. It's hard. But sometimes it's a necessity for your own mental health and well-being. Outgrowing friendship is hard, y'all. And remember, I want to be best friends with everybody. But you can't be best friends with everybody. And sometimes you outgrow friendships. So please hear me say, you are allowed to get out of a friendship. You are allowed to get out of a friendship. You are allowed to leave an unhealthy relationship. You are allowed to take care of yourself. We encourage you to take care of yourself. We encourage you to leave an unhealthy relationship. We encourage you to leave an unhealthy friendship. Okay? And in all of this, civility and kindness is what we strive for. No need to get ugly and then regret it later. But you are allowed to leave unhealthy relationships, whatever type they may be. That's my bow. That is it. I wanted to end on the note that you can get out. If you need out of unhealthy friendships, you can get out. Get out, girl, boy, get out. And now you know. I want you to think about it tonight after we get off live. I want you to think about the triangle. And I want you to think about positivity and consistency and vulnerability. Do you have those aspects in your friendships? And your friendships that might be struggling, what Which part of the triangle are they struggling with? Do you struggle with vulnerability in all of your relationships? Do you struggle with positivity in all of your relationships? Do you struggle with consistency in all your relationships? Or is it different in each one? If you're struggling with the same thing in all your friendships, then I think it's probably a safe bet that might be you. You might need to look at, into that. And if it's different on all the friendships, ask yourself why. Yeah. Friendship can be hard, but it's worth it. And it's not only worth it, it is a necessity to live an abundant life. So friendship is not just worth it, I'm going to write that one down. I'm just going to tell you right now. Friendship is a necessity to live an abundant life. Do you all have any thoughts, feelings, anything you want to say? And I just really feel like this one is really important. I'm going to upload it to YouTube, but I'm also going to leave it right here on Instagram, hoping that a lot of people see this because y'all, friendimacy is so important, intimacy is so important, friendship's so important. So I am now going to head out. If you think of any awesome hashtags for our group, please DM them to me. And as always, be kind to yourself, because if you're not kind to yourself, then you can't be kind to others, and the world needs a whole lot of kindness. Love y'all. Bye. Megan signing off.